Yes, fellas, welcome back to the pod. Coins, George, what's going on, guys?
Here, man.
Not much. We here.
We are here. We are here for the drama. It's still continuing. So we're watching.
Walk, World Cup drama, man. World Cup reaction. A lot of
Yeah.
games. Game two, should we call it? I know we got a Ghanaian that was at the game in Canada. Last minute
Brother
victory.
George, legend.
I would love. I know we're gonna get into the Ivory Coast and all these other games, but I would love to hear your experience in the hemisphere when Ghana scored that
Yeah.
goal against Panama to win the game match. At the moment that it happens, because I know I saw videos that you sent me. I saw Isaac going crazy. No, I gotta hear the hemisphere, especially Ghanaian in Canada, watching his team in the World Cup,
Bro,
priceless.
that was priceless, and that was a wonderful experience. I would say that if you can go to a single game for the World Cup, you should try it, bro. It was great and a great atmosphere, and given that the goal happened in the depth of the game, even took it to another level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say.
Man, I can't even imagine, man. If I was over there, boy, I'll be losing my mind.
The reaction all around was special, man.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah, special reaction.
Especially knowing that, how the performance been lately, and then to win that game at the moment they did, man, it's priceless, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm definitely happy for you guys for being there, being Ghanaians, going to represent the country, man. That's what I'm talking about. But moving on to the other African country that disappointed me yesterday, Germany versus Ivory Coast, 2-1. I don't even know how to start with this because I was so disappointed at the end. I thought Ivory Coast had a great game plan in the beginning of the game. But before I get there, I want to hear you guys take what mistake did Ivory Coast made in this game that you guys think that, or should I just rephrase? Just give me your take on the game first before I start asking questions, because I'm still mad about it. How they let the last minute goal go in. I'm gonna start with you, George. What's your take on the Ivory Coast versus German game?
That game, I have two main takes on that one, right? The first one is the concentration in games. That is basically for most African teams, is that when they think they are performing well, they lack concentration in the end of the games. And mostly they concede in World Cups, right? So Ivory Coast had the game, at least you get a tie. And if you look at the German goal, you could see that all 6-7 players in the box were sleeping. And then they gave under the space to turn and shoot, right? In a game where you are looking for a draw or you are looking for a tie, that shouldn't happen, especially in the 94th minute, right? And the second part of it is the psychology of how Africans play. Is we have the ability to dominate a lot of the big European countries in games because we're able to run with them, we're able to play with them. But for some reason, we struggle to get over the hump. And that is exactly what happened to Ghana versus Germany last year. They went up 2-1 against Germany, and for whatever reason, they lost concentration and let Germany come back into the game. Or last 4 years, I should say, the last World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's the concentration of trying to understand the situation and time, and also their ability to say, okay, we are playing the big boys of the world. Can we lock in till the end of the game? And that has been the Achilles heel for most African countries, if you ask me, when they are playing the big boys. Because it's not the games are always tight. Like, it's always tight, especially the last two World Cup I've seen. Ghana plays Germany, Cote d'Ivoire plays Germany yesterday. The game was tight. You can't tell me Germany dominated Ivory Coast, right? So it's about how do we close games out and how do we concentrate on this game for the 90 minutes or 90 plus minutes. And Germany understood what is ahead of them, and they were looking for the simplest mistake or the mistake or the opening that they could get in Ivory Coast defense. And they took advantage of that.
Yeah, well said, man. I mean, cause man, dude, man, there's no way bro. Look at the clock, man. Like, how do you let that go in at that moment, man? He's so disappointed, man. I was heat. I call you, Queens. So let me get your reaction on that, man. I know you had a long conversation after the game yesterday, man, going off and so let me hear it.
Yeah. Disappointed with the result, man. Ivory Coast, they played a a very good game. Diamande, he had a game, another big game yesterday. Ahmad, he had a great game. So just looking into the game, like George said, their lack of concentration as time went on. What is it? Is it fatigue? What is it? To see that little lapse, all the center back look like he has to do is step in front of the guy. But Germans, they will cut you like a knife if you're not concentrating.
Mm.
They will use that against you. And that's exactly what happened. One straight pass straight through the whole 6-7 players to make you realize, hey, we're still concentrating. And I believe Nagelsmann, he made 3 big subs that I believe Ivory Coast, they were a little fatigued from playing so hard in the game. And I think that when you're playing such a style, you need to send reinforcements a little earlier, maybe to offset what's coming at you, because the Germans will not go away. You understand? And those subs that he made, that Dudu and Davi comes, he scores 2 goals, quick succession. After, I don't think he even played, did he play the game before, or might have got a couple minutes before, but
Yeah, he came in on the sub.
he came in. So their numbers, when they're calling them, they're ready. So you have to be equally ready. And again, as he says, we have to get over a certain hump. When you're playing a team like that, you have to stay locked in for the 90 minutes plus the injury time. To see that, very frustrating result, man. Very, very frustrating, because they did everything, but the game is 90 minutes. You have to play it right until the end. And a team like Germany is not going to go away. So we'll see if I believe they can still continue, but they have to tighten some things going forward,
Yeah.
And can I add one more thing to what Kosi said?
Sure.
Is that if you look at the tactical changes that Germany made, right? What happened is they took out the players that are like good dribblers on the ball, and they brought in straight, direct players, right? So they took out Sané, they took out Musiala, Havertz came
Yeah.
out, and what happened was now they switched from the players that can dribble, because every coach could keep up with that. And now they brought in the players that can just look up with one quick pass, the direct players. And that is what caused the problem for Ivory Coast, because they were not able to recover. I think one of the situations that happened on the midfield lost the ball, and before they realized it, Germany was already in their goal, right? Because they didn't wait to dribble. Now they went from let's dribble through these guys to get a quick pass. And if you look at the second goal that they scored, the pass was from halfway, and it was direct through the midfield and through the defense. So Germany were they I would say that the last 15 minutes by their substitution, the German coach outcoached the Cote d'Ivoire coach. The Ivorian coach was like still playing their way that they started with. But the German coach switched everything just on the substitutions that they made. They switched how they are going to play and how they are going to attack the Ivorians.
Adjustments matter, man. That's what coaches are for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I agree, man. Well said, guys, man. There's nothing I'll go add to that, man. Look at this. I'm all here learning.
Yeah.
My God, man. That's
that-
man.
that-
I was just disappointed. That's all I could say. Especially, I know Africa's had a few chances that they could have capitalized, but
Boy.
man, that was a bad miss. I think after that miss is just the whole. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
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 But look at the reaction though. The reaction of the player after he nails that goal, right? That's why I personally, has been my call for African teams coming to World Cup, is to have a psychologist with their teams,
Yeah.
right? It's when he missed the ball and when he couldn't score the last minute goal. I'm talking about Dingra. He
Yeah.
went back and he had his jersey over his head
Yeah.
while the game was going on. We still had about 7 minutes to play. You get to look out for the next ball that is coming in, right? The next chance is the next defensive assignment. Because even if you didn't score the goal, we still can tie the game. And I think that trickled down to the loss of concentration in the middle and in the back. Because, okay, we had this great chance, you missed it. Now we are all down, right? Instead of just finishing the game.
Yeah. That's
But
one thing you gotta, just to go off what he said, you have to stay dialed in. You can't. It's all about the next play. That's what they tell us. So you know you miss, but there's always another chance if you continue to play. You have to continue to play, and that was a great run by Pepe. Oh, my goodness, just seeing that, the layoff. Even in that sequence, you have to stay. The ball is coming across. You cannot take 1 and 2 touches inside of Germany's box. You have to do it fast. You have to do it fast. They're not going to give you any grace. So yeah, man. What a
Yeah,
match.
Germany became the first team out of the group to qualify to the knockout stage. They end the 12 years drought since they won the World Cup. They haven't left the group qualified to the knockout stage. So congratulations to them, and well deserved, man. Great teams do great things, and they win when it matters.
That is true.
So let's move on to the next game. And this is a firework, man. Group F, man. Group F is a firework. This guy's, if anyone thought a Group F would be a tight, but it really not, because this guy's cool and goat, man. Netherlands 5-1 beating Sweden. I didn't expect this game to be like this, because I expect to be a tight game. I thought that Sweden having both strikers up there could have done better, but it's a team game. What do you guys think of Netherlands versus Sweden? George?
Good. I think so. That Netherlands is they surprise you on any given day, right? When you look at their first game that they played against Japan, I've said that the Japanese are one of the most tactical and disciplined teams that you are going to ever play against. They exposed the Dutch team in certain areas of the field. But then when they brought in Brobe as a striker for the second game, it changed everything for them. Right now they could go direct, and he is probably the strongest striker that I've seen over the last 3 years. When he holds you down, he pins you down as a defender, there is no getting away from him. And if you watch the first goal, he was neck and neck with the Swedish defense. And for some reason, the center back just bumped off him and he was free. Right. So with him playing as a number 9 for them, they switch how they play to going direct because they have him. He can hold up play and he can link up play easily. And that is what the Swedish team couldn't deal with. His physicality was too much for them. And at a certain point in the game, I think he wore them down physically. So it made it easier for them to go to attack them from the wings. And I'll also give credit to Dumfries for his crosses. That is a striker's dream, to put that ball right on the 6-yard box where the goalie cannot come for it and the defenders cannot get it to it. That's all every striker wants. So I think that they will, if they keep Brobe as their striker going forward, there's a better chance they can go far.
Yeah. Coach, talk to me about your strikers, man. In Sweden, you got your boy from Arsenal. You got Alexander Isak. What went wrong for them, bro? George, break down the Netherlands side and how tough they are, especially what the strikers is bringing up to the game.
Believe the Netherlands, analyzing their game before, I think they caught themselves. The midfield played much better. The balance of the team between Sweden's midfield and defense compared to Netherlands midfield and defense, the Netherlands, they just showed their quality, and they just exposed Sweden's weaknesses. And Sweden's strengths are in the strikers, Gyökeres and Isak, and some of their wing play to get the ball up there. But playing against these guys,
talk to me.
They expose what they have going on.
All right, why we working on that? If you notice something about Netherlands, in my opinion, this team, I think this is the best game they played because everybody performed well. Everybody showed up.
I agree.
So this is one of the games where you just look back and say they were ready for this and they were locked in and they know who they're going against, especially the offensive when you got Isak and Premier League players like, Gyökeres, and the defense was on point and they moved the ball as they should, man. We used to seeing them doing this in the past. As a team comes in, they had a good team. But for me, Sweden, man, I don't know how to describe this team right now because all I could say is that they got good strikers, but you also need midfielders to feed the strikers. And
and I think one of the things that I look at in this World Cup, right, is going to be teams that are able to run, and because of the heat, whether you like it or yes, the heat is going to play a factor in everything, right? So remember when they brought in Langa in the game, the Swedish attack changed completely, right? Because he's a direct runner and the Dutch defense couldn't keep up. But when in the first half when Gyökeres was in the middle, what happened was they were trying to dump the ball to him. And guess the average height of the Dutch defense? They are about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
So it made it hard for him to bring the ball down because all of them are tall enough to challenge for the air balls. Now you bring in Elanga, and he was making a lot of runs down the side and through the middle. That created a lot of problems for the Dutch team. And I think going forward, that is also going to be what we have to look out for is can this Dutch team keep up with teams that can run, especially teams that have pacey wingers? Can they keep up with them, right? But in general, I think from the back through the middle to the forward, and even the substitution that they made was everybody was on game yesterday. They played the lights out yesterday, and if this is the standard they're going to have going forward, it probably will be they probably can go far in the tournament. And then looking at the Swedish side, the team that beat Tunisia 5-1
Right.
didn't show up. I would say that the possession for the games were like a 52-48, so it wasn't a one-sided game. The Swedish played, but they couldn't take advantage of their chances, right? So I am not very concerned as to if they can get results against Japan, but bro, Japan has always, since the last 4 years to this year World Cup, they have been the team. I look at them and I go, this is how soccer needs to be played.
Yeah.
They are very disciplined. They are very tactical. They don't rush anything. They just play their own pace. And you can see they are well coached, right? So the best for Sweden could be let's get a draw so we can get 4 points and be part of the top 3 seeded teams to go to the next round. But if they go into that game and say we are going to try to beat Japan, and it is going to be a lot of work for them because the Japanese team is my dark horse for the tournament.
Fact. Speaking of Japan, Coach Z, man, Japan 4-0 cruise over Tunisia. I don't know why they qualified this World Cup, man. Nigeria, where you guys at, bro? Well, proving why they belong here. Like we spoke about Japan here plenty times in the past in the last few podcasts how disciplined they are, and George just nailed it. What is your take on the Japanese game last night when they just? I don't even think it was a match,
Man,
because it was just one of those games. As if you're a Japan fan, you just drinking and just relaxing and watching this, enjoy this game.
They're enjoying Texas. But yeah, just wonderful to watch Japan, man. Everybody's committed. They're working for their crest on their jersey. They're working for their team as in unison, and you can really see that every player, they're just working off of each other's energy, man. And the style of play, like George said, this is how you want to see football played. The cross last night when the one guy, he plays the ball through to him, the other guy's already in the box waiting because he's watching the play to know the ball is coming to me, so I have to be ready. The header, look at the header. Oh man, it's just beautiful to watch, man. They take their chances, They realize where they are on the pitch, and they just play with a lot of composure and discipline. And this is how the game is you just love to watch them, They used to call them, they have a Brazilian style because there's so much Brazilians in Brazil. I mean, in Japanese in Brazil and vice versa. So they use this style and they just have evolved, and it's wonderful to see, man. So yeah, they'll determine their own destiny. That's how I see it in this tournament. And Tunisia, I don't know what that they need to go rethink a lot of things right now because it's a privilege to be here. But come on, man, as an African team, yeah. But Japan, just all class, brother, all class, man. From
the field to the stand, fans are cleaning after
it is just
themselves.
class, yeah.
To everything you know, it's like this guy's man, like
they're cleaning.
They are very classy.
Class.
Right.
It's
so hard to root against these guys, man.
It's just class.
And I wanted to add a little bit on the Tunisian side, right? So Tunisia is the reason why I said African countries need a psychologist when they come to the World Cup.
It's not funny, but you're right, though.
It's the truth. It's the truth, man.
They qualified through the Africa qualifiers. They didn't I think they didn't concede a goal. They conceded 1 goal. They literally beat everybody in their group stages. And if you look at them, the last 2 World Cups that they've made it, they just run through their qualifiers. And when they get to the World Cup, what happens to them? They struggle. So one of the things, the blueprint that Morocco showed us from the last World Cup is that the key to going further in the World Cup is not about winning games. It's about not losing games. And if you don't make mistakes to lose games, you can find your way in the next round of the competition. If you look at Morocco, what they did last year, you go check it. How many games did they win in the group stages? And how many games did they win and each qualify within the 90 or 120 minutes, right? So if Tunisia want to change something, they need to understand coming to World Cup, it's not about you going out to beat teams like Sweden or going out to beat teams like Japan. It's how do you contain these teams so that you don't play to lose the game yourself, but look at how much points can we get from each. There are teams that you can get points from, and there are teams that you go, okay, we just have to contain to make sure that we are not losing. Right? And they play every single team the same way. They went into the Sweden game thinking they could beat Sweden, so let's open up and play. Instead of holding the game and trying to find one goal here, one goal there, you need your 3 points in the group stage to make it to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what African countries need to understand, is that you can run through your qualifiers. You can beat everybody in your qualifiers, but when you come to the World Cup, we need you to go to the next round. And to get to the next round, now 4 points will get you to the next round.
Right.
Right? So every group has 2 great teams and 1 mediocre teams and 1 average team. So you have to do your math before you go into these games. For instance, Ghana got a result against Panama. Your next game against England, you don't go into that game thinking you have to win that game. You go into that game doing everything not to lose to England. Now you got your 4 points to the next round. You go to Croatia. You might think Croatia is an average team. No. Don't go into that game thinking you have to win. Go into that game, I want a point. I already secured my 3 points. If I get 2 draws, at least I am secured the 2nd place in my group to the next round. But for some reason, we go into games and thinking we have to beat, whether we like it or yes, the European teams play different style of soccer. Our job is to go back to the African way of playing and make sure we are not losing the games by ourselves, but forcing them to try to beat us. And that creates more chances for us going forward. Morocco gave us the blueprint 4 years ago.
Yes.
Right.
They gave us everything we need, all the way to the semifinals. Even with the semifinals that they lost to France, it was a tight game throughout the game. So for Tunisia, for some reason, I don't understand the psychological side of their game. I still try to analyze what is the system? What are they trying to prove? What are they trying to achieve? And it just doesn't, nothing they are doing sits well with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said, man.
Well said.
Yeah. That's hopefully Ghana is listening.
You can
Black Stars.
You can listen to the media and the media is going to talk about you playing negative football. But if you make it to the next round, everybody's going to be happy, right?
Exactly.
And you go and open up with England and end up losing 5-0, 6-0. Now everything goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't afford to lose that game. At least, I mean, I don't want them to lose, like you said, just a point, but don't get blown out.
Don't get blown out.
Yeah, the points.
No.
The goal scores matters. Well, we switched to South America, man. One of the teams, the FIFA 5-time champion Brazil they take care of business against 83-1 in the first half. I like to hear you guys take on the second half of Brazil's performance. This is a team that we should be considered as the title favorite, or what, based on the second half performance, or they were just parking. It's like, we up 3-0. There's no point of showing off or beating ourselves is hot. Whatever the reason was, I'm not a huge fan of the second half, how they come out to play. I was expecting more goals. 80, thank you for showing up. This is directly to a few people that I know, but I ain't going to call no names because right now they're mad at me for talking junk. But, participation trophies matters too sometimes, for some countries. But they did the thing. Brazil won 3-0. They're back on top of the table. What you guys think on that, Coins?
I mean, it's not the Samba boys of old. Because I am a fan of Brazil and watching now, it's not as convincing as we know Brazil to play. And maybe because the game has advanced now and a lot of teams know how to have a better concept of moving and playing the ball. But there's something that just seems like and I'm not talking about the first half, but going into the second half, keeping your foot on the gas to run up your goal differential to show stamp your name like for example Germany versus Curacao. You're thinking that you're gonna get a Brazil that's gonna come out and do that, and maybe it seems like some of the team chemistry is not all the way there, and the connection, the midfield. They're still working through some things, so it's very interesting to watch. The first half was good, but the second half it seems like they're still working to bring that Brazil that we know to see. We have to continue to watch them. They could be a team that grows. Rafinha goes out with an injury. He's out for 2 weeks. Who's gonna step up? And be a creator and be committed and really press like Rafinha to press. It's not an easy replacement. You do have the players, but what are we gonna get now? The competition's only gonna get harder. And I think that as the competition goes on and it gets harder, it will be harder for Brazil to bring that quality. So, it's interesting to see how Ancelotti is going to do things. So, hey, we'll see. That's what I'm leaving Brazil. I think they're a team that can grow, but they will determine their destiny. Is like a team like Japan is playing better football right now. If you want to say than Brazil, because they played Netherlands their first game, and look what they did. Netherlands is not an easy team to come out and play. Morocco, look at these games. They come out and play Morocco and tie them. That's not an easy game to come out and play for your first game. So, it depends on who Brazil is playing. They're gonna bring the quality, or we're gonna see something grow into something not good or something that we're used to seeing. So we'll see.
Yeah, George, Brazil.
I think for Brazil, you remember when we were growing up, when you hear the name Brazil, it just
Right.
put like fear in you, right? There was a fear factor even
Yeah.
before the game starts. I remember, I think if I'm not mistaken, 2018 World Cup that Brazil played Ghana. They beat Ghana 3-0. And then what happened was before the game, before the players could even get on the field, they knew that they were down 1-0 already.
Yeah.
Right.
You're going
Exactly.
in Adriano, you're going against Ronaldinho, you're going against Ronaldo. They
Yeah.
put a fear in you
Yep.
before the game starts. And now I don't see teams getting scared to play Brazil anymore.
No.
Right? Even though Brazil have the talent to beat anybody, but their fear of knowing, like the fear of right now, the fear is with Spain. If I'm going into a game with Spain, that fear factor that goes through the spine of players that even force them to make mistakes or give away goals, it's not there for Brazil anymore. But with that being said, this is Brazil. Anything can happen. They can beat anybody at any given day, and anybody can beat them on any given day. So I will say now they qualify to the next round. I don't think they've done the hardest job now, right? So they make it to the next round, and now it becomes an open game. But the only thing that I see with Brazil is the fear factor is not there. Vini is great, but Vini doesn't put that fear that you see Ronaldinho put in players, or Ronaldo put in players, Rivaldo put in players. It's Car in the middle put in players. It's not there anymore. But again, this is Brazil. Anything can happen with Brazil. So I will not say that they are the team to beat in the tournament, but I'll also say that they are the team to beat everybody in the tournament. Yeah.
Fact. Damn, Brazil.
surely.
You're right, though. You guys right, man. Back in the days when you heard Brazil, it's all about, damn, you're going against these players.
You're going against Brazil and the streets and their style and their flair and now it's like, Morocco
Before you even
midfield.
go in there,
Right.
Before you
Before the
go.
game starts, you know Brazil is going to give you something.
Fellas, let's roll into the host countries, the host nations for this World Cup.
Mm.
The United States of America is qualified for the knockout stage, won a back-to-back World Cup game since, damn, I can't even remember the last time I won a back-to-back World Cup game. Can you guys
Yeah.
remember? And then, of course, Mexico also qualified to the knockout stage. South Korea, the goalkeeper, man, what a blunder. But
Yeah.
and Canada routed Qatar 6-0, but they still got to at least get a point or a win before they could qualify. What you guys think on United States? How far can these nations, the hosts, go, especially United States, because we are in the United States. So let's
Yeah.
show some love to
Yeah.
USA.
Surely.
You know, so USA doing their thing, man. I like what they're doing. I like what Pochettino is bringing to this team. I love to see the fact that they have foreign coach taking over. I don't know, for some reason, for me, that's a big deal. You know, we're seeing. I don't think that any other manager in the past would have handled Christian Pulisic being out and come out and then have a system that fit his rest of the squads like Pochettino did in the last game, and that's a big deal for me. So I want to get you guys' take on that. United States 2-0 over Australia. What do you guys think, George?
My 2 words is Tyler Adams.
Yes.
I think he is the unsung hero for the U.S. national team. And I know that he might not get all the accolades or he might not get all the fans praising his name, but I think that he brings in a different level to the U.S. team. And Pochettino has allowed them to play freely, which has been big for them, and they've been running, they've been doing the little things that they needed to do. All right. So they have been superb, but I think that the next run is going to be a different beast, and they have to go down to the basics and not be on the high as they won the 2 games. Just go down to the basics, do the simple things, and then let's see what happens in the next run.
Coins?
Yeah, I believe just echo off what he said. They will basically they're playing with energy, but the coach has really brought out their quality. You know, as in Pochettino, he's coached in Europe. He knows how to run a certain system and make it work and make it be effective. I truly believe that that's what's being carried out with the U.S. They have total trust in him. You know, they have the players that are playing in Europe also to come out. Like you said, Tyler Adams, he's at the back. He's not an easy guy to beat. You understand? And the defense is just feeding off of that. You got Tim Ream, the guy in the middle. He's 38, but he's playing like he's 25. You know, he's playing because there's the team around him. They're a confident bunch, and they really trust each other. So it's good to see that the U.S. has evolved into something like this. They're working off the crowd also. The crowd is giving them so much confidence. They're in their home, and it's good to see that they're not really thinking about how to play right now. They're just going and they're trying to get the job done. They're taking their chances. Our guy goes out, Gio Reyna comes in. Pulisic goes out, Gio Reyna comes in. It's like it's not a far drop off of quality. And Balogun, former Arsenal. Come on, man. The guy is running and leading the line. Tim Weah, you know, New York City born, Brooklyn. You know, the guy is showing that his dad was not a slouch. You know, when he comes in and his number is called, she's showing that the other teams, they have to look over their shoulder now. You know, it's not the U.S. of old. They're really, you know, Leonard Donovan was there. These players were there, but now they have a more of a unit that they're working with, and that's really what is good to see about the U.S. They will determine how far they go. I believe they can go get to the round of 32, round of 16, as long as they don't, as like George say, play on a high and do the simple things. They'll go as far as they want to.
Yeah, they're looking good, man. I think Pochettino got these boys playing freely, like George said, and that's a beautiful. I haven't seen United States play this beautiful football, in my opinion. I don't think I've ever seen it, and they're doing the thing.
Weston McKennie, like
Weston McKennie just running.
Yo.
He's running. He's also major key. But I agree with Tyler Adams. Yep.
You know, they're all working off of that energy, but Tyler Adams is like, you know, You know he plays week in and week out in the toughest league, in one of the toughest leagues, if not the toughest league in the world. So just having that in your team alone, you know, they're gonna say, "Well, we're here to play. We can go toe to toe with anybody." That's what they feel like they got the attitude of they can go toe to toe with anybody, you know.
Shit, man. Why not, man? They home, man. This is your home ground, man. Protect that,
Yeah,
man. You get to play
protecting
in
the
front of
home
your
ground.
crowds, man. You know, why
The
not?
crowd is rocking, you know.
Yeah, so last question, man. I know George has to go quick, but which one of these host nations you think is gonna make a farther in the tournament? USA, Mexico, or Canada?
Oh, I think the USA has it right now for how they're playing. Don't get me wrong. I did watch Mexico. I did tap in a little bit of Canada. But what the US is doing, how they're playing, they look like they don't care who is in front of them. They're coming
Yep.
here to play. They're playing with a certain attitude. You know, you playing with that attitude, Moose, you don't care who in front of you. You're stopping them and you're going at them. And I believe right now, more than any time in the world, any time in history, the US has that style that they can manage to go play against anybody because they're playing selfless football. They're committed for each other. So once we see that, you know, once you see a team doing that, you know, it's hard to beat. So I think the U.S. has the best chance out of all the host nations to go
Agree.
further. Yeah.
I hope so. Because I'm
Yeah.
rooting for
Yeah.
USA. You know,
Yeah.
if I, you know, you already know the teams
Yeah.
I'm rooting for, bro. So I hope so, and I hope they did. Let's make it to the semifinals. Something, you know.
Something, you know. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy if. Listen, the atmosphere is like you see the Knicks just won. It didn't take a
Right.
long time. You know, Arsenal. Come on, man. We won it.
Here we go. Here we go, man. You just gotta start.
It's
You
a,
just gotta. You just
it's
gotta
a
go there.
year. It's a year of teams winning, and they haven't won in a long time or haven't brought a certain feeling to their fan base. So you never know with the U.S. That's what I'm seeing right now. Hey, my hats is off to them right now. They are look like they want to give the U.S. something to cheer about. Being out in the community the other day watching the game. Hey, it's big. You see everybody cheering. So it's good to see.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope USA. But we also can't forget about Mexico. Depends on who they're facing, and I
Yes,
think that being at home and they get to play most of the games at home
at
anyway,
home. Okay.
especially you know. But Canada ain't going nowhere.
No, but
I'm sorry,
it's either
man. These
Mexico or
guys.
US. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Canada played
Canada's.
a 9-man Qatar, you know.
Yeah, I think in the knockout stage, Canada will be. They'll be home.
Yeah.
They'll be staying at home.
Yeah.
They definitely ain't coming to MetLife to play in the finals, man. But fellas, man, I know George is having a little technical difficulty, man, but I appreciate you guys for being here, man. Thank you for watching
You
Bala
already know that.
Sports, man. Please subscribe and press the like button, man. We got this World Cup. I'm living in a dream, in a soccer dream, I call
Of course, man.
it. This
Of
is
course. How about our guys though? Our guy from Curacao, you gotta commend him, the goalie.
Ecuador versus Curacao game, man. That game was so pure. That's like watching Africa versus and South America. This is what you
It's
call like.
just
How do you even
Like
describe?
they cancel styles cancel each other out. Like it was
Right.
just like it's like Ghana playing Nigeria. It's like but not with so much that the quality, you know, it's just up and down. It's just they had their chances and a guy comes out and just has a world renowned night out of nowhere. Point blank breakaway stopping. One more save, he breaks Tim Howard's record. Football is played on the day. You know, it's played on the day. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. You understand? And that just proves to you. Ecuador, they have these guys. They have guys that play in Brazil. They have your boy Moise Caicedo. They have my guy Hincapié. But guess what? Curacao shows up and they go toe to toe for them. You have to win. And if
You
you
gotta
don't
win.
take your chances, man, this is what happens. So, hey, again, a round of applause for that goalie. What's his
Yeah.
name?
I know
What's
his
my
last
guy's
name is
name,
Room.
man? Room, yeah. He blocking everything in the room, man.
Right.
But yeah, that guy just made a name for himself, just like similar to the keeper from Cape Verde. Do you
Right.
understand?
Yeah.
It's
This
it's
is what the
really
World Cup is
yeah.
about.
This is what you
This is what it's about, man. It's a tournament.
yeah. Eloy
Things like
Room.
this happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now you're known as a world legend from one night. One night makes you
Crazy.
a world legend from 4,000 or how many followers to 14 million
Overnight.
overnight, man. So
40
this
years
is a
old, man.
This is a beautiful game, man. So yeah, good to
All right,
see.
guys, man. Thank you guys for being here, man. Thanks for watching Bala Sport. Coins, you
Like,
already
share,
know, man.
subscribe, man. World Cup
Yes, sir.
2026, legendary.